Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a brand new video of Luffy RTX. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys 9 of the most useful and essential tips that you need to know in your Minecraft worlds. So without further ado, let's get into the video. But I'd quickly like to remind you guys to like and subscribe, as this is the first ever video on my channel and I would really appreciate it. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so for the first tip of the video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to survive any blast damage or explosion damage in Minecraft with only one block. So, like I said, you only need one block to do this. I'm going to be demonstrating this with a creeper. So as you can see, with the creeper normally, it does quite a bit of damage. It does quite a bit of damage. But if I just place a block between the creeper feet and my feet, then it will block only good half a heart. This works even if the creeper is standing right here. The reason this works is because Minecraft blast damage is measured to the feet. So if you just cover your feet, then it barely does any damage. Anyway, let's get on to tip number 2. Alright guys, so for tip number 2, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can go ahead and survive without drowning in any body of water. This also works for lava, but it's a lot more dangerous, obviously, because it's lava. Anyway, all you have to do is a door, and it's really simple. So let's say I wanted to go down into the water and get that gravel right there. Normally, I would die drowning, but with a door, I don't. So as you can see, if I go into the water and I just have a door, then I can actually place it down on the water instead of drowning or an air pocket that actually goes ahead and lets me mine the gravel freely without drowning, which is a super useful tip that every Minecraft player should know. Alright guys, and without further ado, let's get on to tip number 3. Alright guys, so for tip number 3, we're going to be going ahead and I'm going to be showing you guys how to do way more damage in Minecraft Java Edition. So this is way more simple than the other tips because all you have to do is look at your crosshair. So as you can see here, I have a sword and an axe. Now most people would think the sword will work better, but if you go ahead and look down here, it says the sword does 6 attack damage and the axe does 9. Now the reason the axe does so much more damage is unknown, but in Java Edition, it does way more damage, so axes are the go-to weapon to use. And also, if you look at my crosshair, whenever I try to punch something, then you can actually see a recharge bar under my crosshair. When I'm aiming at an animal or creature, then it will show a plus below when it's all charged. You want to wait until that plus is ready because it will do much more damage. As you can see, I have the plus on now and it 2-shot him. But if I don't have the plus, it takes many more hits as you can see to kill him. And the most way to do damage is by waiting for it to charge up and then jumping and hitting him on the way down like that. And as you can see, it does so much more damage that it 1-shots him. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to tip number 4. Alright guys, so as you can see for tip number 4, we are actually all the way down in the caves, and I'm going to be showing you guys how you can get way more diamonds in the new Caves and Cliffs edition. Well, it's not really new, it's like 2 years old, but still pretty new. Anyway, so I'm not actually going to be demonstrating anything, it's just about some things you should know when you're looking for diamonds. So first thing you should know is the deeper you go underground, the more likely it is to find diamonds. As you can see, I am negative 54 is my height access right now, which is probably the best place to find diamonds. And also a good place to find diamonds is by lava and by redstone. As when you're deep down in the deep sea levels and there's lava, it's almost guaranteed that there are diamonds nearby. Anyway, without further ado, let's move on to tip number 5. Alright guys, so for tip number 5, we're still down in the caves and I'm going to be showing you guys how to strip mine way better. So, as you can see here, this is a normal strip mine that most people would do. Pretty standard, right? Well, it's actually a lot better to go onto the right height access and then use a trapdoor to push yourself down so that you're basically swimming, as you can see here, and then you can crawl through here, and 1 block strip mine will help you cover way more ground and will often result in you finding more diamonds if you're doing it on the correct axis. Also, this will be way faster. Alright, now let's move on to tip number 6. Alright guys, so for tip number 6, as you can see, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can break your fall damage way easier. So I'm going to be demonstrating with 3 items: the water bucket, the boat, and the wind charge. The water bucket is the easiest, boat is the second hardest, but it's still pretty easy. The wind charge is the hardest. Anyway, let's get started with the water bucket, the most iconic way to do it. So first, the beginner way to do this is just to drop the water down. The water will make a little platform down there that you can just jump into and it will break your fall. But the more advanced way to do that is to jump off here and to actually water bucket clutch by placing the water right as you land. Now this is a lot more complicated, but as you can see, this is what it should look like if you do it properly. And it actually does go ahead and break your fall from any height. Anyway, let's get on to how to stop your fall with a boat. Alright guys, now you're probably wondering, how can you stop your fall with a boat? It's pretty simple actually. All you need to do is place the boat down, and then what you want to do is go ahead and get in it, and then you can just ride off the edge of whatever you're on, and you don't take any damage at all. It doesn't make any sense, but you don't actually take any damage at all, which is a really easy way that you can get down from high places. Again, this works from any height. Anyway, now let's get on with how to stop your fall with a wind charge. Alright guys, now the final and most complicated way to stop your fall is with a wind charge. Now the reason this is more complicated is because you have to time it very precisely, because the wind charge falls just a bit slower than you do. So you have to time it as you fall to throw it down. Anyway, this is what it should look like if you do it properly. As you can see, it hit the ground just as I fell, and it broke my fall completely. So that's a pretty easy way to stop your fall. Anyway, without further ado, let's move on to tip number 7. Alright guys, so for tip number 8, I'm going to be showing you guys what to do with your wooden pickaxe after you're done with it. So most people do when they start a world is they go get a tree, and then they come into the caves, make themselves a nice wooden pickaxe, as you can see here, which is perfectly good. You're supposed to do this. And then they start mining cobblestone until they have around 11. That's a good number to have. And then after they have 11 normally, they just make themselves a stone pickaxe and just throw their old wooden pickaxe away, which is a big waste of a wooden pickaxe because you can actually do something with it. Now it's not super big, but it's better than just throwing it on the ground. So what you can do is you can go ahead and make yourself a furnace, and you can actually use this wooden pickaxe as fuel, as you can see here, and it will actually go ahead and smelt this stuff. Now it's not very good, it doesn't last very long, but it is a way to use it instead of just throwing it away. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to tip number 8. Alright guys, now for tip number 8, I'm going to be showing you guys how to properly super jump with wind charges. Now this is actually really easy, and I'm going to be showing you guys 4 different ways you can super jump with it. Now the easiest way is to go up 3 blocks, where you just jump and then throw the wind charge down after you jump, and it will push you up 3 blocks, which is not very much considering you can go up 12 blocks with the wind charge. Anyway, the next method is to go up 4 blocks, and this is basically where you throw the wind charge right after you jump, and that was 6 blocks right after you jump, and you can go up 4 blocks. Now for this method, which is where you go up 6 blocks, it's pretty easy, like what I was doing over there. You go up 6 blocks just by boosting yourself up, as you can see, by throwing it while you jump. You can go up 6 blocks, and then you go all the way up to 12 blocks. It is very easy. You want to sprint into the pillar and throw it as you jump, as you can see here, and you will go up all the way up to 12 blocks, which is the maximum it can go to with wind charges. And without further ado, let's get on to the final tip, tip number 9. Alright guys, and for the final and most advanced tip, I'm going to be showing you guys how to speed run another portal like all the YouTubers do in their worlds, and how to build one super fast in your own world. It's actually really easy. All you need for this is some blocks to build with, only around 4 or 6 blocks, then a pickaxe to break it with, and a bucket of water, as you can see, which is the hardest thing to get on this list. So all you want to do when doing this is you just want to make sure you have a 4-block area, then you want to place 1 block here, and then place a water bucket there. Then you want to place that so that it should look like this. Then you want to mine out the bottom of the blocks. Then you want to go right here, as you can see, and build up 3 blocks. Then you want to place 2 blocks here so that it's only a 1 block gap. Then you want to place a water bucket right here, as you can see. Then you want to just use blocks like I'm doing here. Just build out flame that you can go ahead and light to get to the nether in your Minecraft world. Now this is a really easy way to build a portal, and that's also the fastest way to build it. But that was tip number 9. Alright guys, and those were 9 of the most useful tips that you can use in a Minecraft world. I guarantee at least a few of them helped you out. Anyway, this is the first ever video on my channel, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys could go ahead and like and subscribe. It would be really appreciated. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.